Hello, third graders. Today we are going to listen to a Scholastic News as we talk about Earth Day and what we can do for our to help the Earth. The first thing we're going to do is just watch a short little introductory video. This video is 2 minutes, and then we will read the article. So sit back and enjoy.
Let's talk about climate change. You've probably heard a lot about climate change, but what does it mean exactly? Earth's climate is always changing. There have been periods when the planet was covered in ice. Other times, the planet has been much warmer. But in recent decades, temperatures have been rising faster than ever before. Most scientists agree that human activities are largely to blame for this, and that the effects are very worrying. We use fossil fuels for energy in our cars, factories, and power plants. These are fuels like coal, oil, and natural gas that are formed deep in the earth. When fossil fuels burn, they create greenhouse gases. These gases stick around in Earth's atmosphere, trapping heat near Earth's surface. Scientists call this the greenhouse effect, and it's slowly causing temperatures on Earth to rise. This rise in temperature affects weather patterns all over the globe, and that's climate change. We're already seeing its effects. Earth is getting hotter with intense heat waves. And hurricanes are getting worse too, with heavier rains and stronger winds. There have also been more wildfires, bigger snowstorms, and dangerous flooding. Higher temperatures and droughts are making it harder to grow food. Extreme weather events, sea level rise, and severe droughts have forced millions of people to flee their homes. Scientists say we need to make major changes in how we live in order to prevent even more drastic effects of climate change, and soon. In the meantime, some people are doing what they can to reduce the amount of greenhouse gases they contribute to the world. They're driving less, using public transportation, turning down the thermostat in winter, and even eating less meat. Because, believe it or not, cows and other animals raised for meat produce greenhouse gases too. Small steps like these can help slow down the effects of climate change.
So as we think about that video, and the background that we have with that video, I just want you to keep that in the back of your mind as we go ahead and read this week's Scholastic News. And we're going to read the cover issue, a special Earth Day issue, which says, "Can cows help save our planet?" And changes in how cows are raised could reduce the amount of harmful gases in the air. So let's read this article together. Can cows change the climate? Experts say that getting cows to burp less could help protect the earth. As you read, look for 2 ways that harmful greenhouse gases get into the Earth's atmosphere. Think you burp a lot? Move over. It turns out that cows burp dozens of times a day. In fact, they belch out so much gas that scientists say they are affecting Earth's climate. But scientists have good news. They're finding ways to make cows less gassy and protect the planet. Down here, I see the word climate is highlighted. So I'm going to go down in the words to know box, and I'm going to read that climate is the usual weather in a place over time. So each day we have a certain weather that takes place over time, like average winter temperature would be considered the climate in Minnesota, where you get averages for the day during a certain season. But if we talk about what the weather is like outside from day to day, that we call weather. Climate is over a long period of time. Warming Earth. Earth's climate changes naturally over time, but lately temperatures have been rising faster than ever. Scientists say that human activities are mostly to blame. But how? We burn fossil fuels like oil, coal, and gasoline to power our cars, homes, and factories. Burning these fuels sends invisible gases like carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Experts call these gases greenhouse gases. They trap heat from the sun and cause Earth to warm up. According to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, also known as EPA, the burning of fossil fuels is responsible for most of the greenhouse gases the U.S. produces. But cows are part of the problem too. Down here, I see the word fossil fuel. I'm going to go over here to the words to know. And it says fossil fuels are fuels that are formed from the remains of prehistoric plants and animals. So their fossil fuels are found deep in the earth. Got gas? Cows are gassy because of the way they digest food. They dine on grass and other plants. Inside their stomachs are tiny living things called microbes. Microbes break plants down into parts that cows need for energy. As the microbes work, they create gases. The main one they make is a powerful greenhouse gas called methane. It builds up in a cow's stomach until it comes out, mostly in burps. US farmers raise about 94 million cows for meat and milk. Their gas adds up. The EPA says that cows, sheep, and other livestock cause nearly 4% of the greenhouse gases made in the US. In other parts of the world, these animals cause more of the total. Belch battle. Experts are working hard to tackle this problem. Some are developing a shot that will help cows digest food without making so much gas. And an inventor in Argentina is making a mask that farmers could put on cows. It would break methane down into safer substances. At the University of California, scientists have another idea. They're experimenting with adding ingredients to cows' food. Their studies show that adding seaweed or oils from certain plants to food makes a cow much less gassy. We are seeing some success stories, says scientist Frank Mittelhauer. Cows might only be responsible for a fraction of greenhouse gases, but every little bit we can cut helps. Now I'm going to look at this graph down here at the bottom for us. And it says, what is the greenhouse effect? They talked about that. Experts call the gases that build up the greenhouse effect. So let's look at this graph down here. If I look at this graph, I'm going to look at all of these numbers that are located around here, and each number corresponds to a fact over here on the side. So number one starts right here. Energy from the sun. You can see the sun coming down on our house and on the earth here. Energy from the sun provides Earth with light and heat. Number two says, clouds and Earth's surface reflect some of the energy back towards the space. Number three, greenhouse gases trap some of that reflected energy in the atmosphere, which warms the planet further. It's almost like a blanket that it's kind of invisible over the earth, and it's making things nice and warm and keeping those gases trapped in the earth. Number four, people burn fossil fuels to power cars, homes, and businesses. That releases more greenhouse gases into the air. Cows release gases too, just like the article said. And number five says more heat is trapped in the atmosphere, causing temperatures on Earth to rise. And that means they're getting warmer. Talk about it. Cows' burps are just one source of greenhouse gases. What small effect do they have on the climate? All right, let's look over here at this diagram. We're using all of our text features today. This one says gas passers. How do humans compare with cows when it comes to producing gas? So it says a person produces about 3 pints of gas a day. Very little of that gas we produce is methane. but some cows produce 600 pints of gas in a day, and most of that gas is considered to be methane. And remember, we read in here that methane is what scientists believe are being trapped in the earth, and it's causing the earth's temperature to rise. So, I don't know. What do you think? Do you think cows could help change the climate? I hope you have a great Earth Day, boys and girls, and I hope you were able to get outside and do something helpful for the earth. And we will see you later.